Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to PremierVRA Academy. We are back at Jeddah. Excuse me, let me get my broadcast screen together. We are back at Jeddah, and we are going to be pushing the limits. So we're going to try and find the limits, and then we're going to be pushing the limits. So let's do a quick sound test. All right, I can hear myself. I used the delay from my YouTube broadcast to check my sound. Rookie moves, but it's all good. All right, so we're back at Jeddah. Yesterday we were here. We ran Jeddah some practice laps on the track solo, and then we jumped into a race. I utilized the AI to pretty much show me the line that I was supposed to take, and they did just that. I was able to see how they maneuver around the track. Let's just make sure we got a little bit of controls going on. Control check. All right, seat shaker. All right, clutch paddle slowly out down the straight into turn one. So yesterday was about figuring out the track, which it's a really nifty track. I mean, and I say nifty meaning very technical. I love it. I love it. When I first started, I watched a lap from like Lewis Hamilton last year, and I fell in love with the track just by seeing it on the on YouTube. And then when I downloaded it, I actually had to download it yesterday because I had never run the track before prior to yesterday. So I downloaded it, and it wound up being like beautiful, as you can see. Very beautiful layout. So yesterday I pretty much had to learn the track. I didn't know the braking zones. Ironically, this track does not have any braking zones, this layout. I'm sure that, okay, let me change what I just said. It doesn't have any braking markers. It has a brake zone, but you have to make up your own, your braking reference. And you better make good ones because this is a very tight track. It's very fast actually. And this layout actually has those blind corners that they actually got rid of, what I understand, for this week's race. So, all right, a little slow on that second on turn two. So yesterday we were all over the place. We didn't know nothing. We found out that there was a flaw in the DRS zones on this track because, first and foremost, there are entirely too many. I think I don't even think there's this many DRS zones in the track in reality. And the problem with that is you're gonna have a DRS zone on certain portions of the track where you need to make corners, and once you hit that DRS button, your drag is reduced drastically. Uh-oh, a little wide here. So we learned the track yesterday. Today we're trying to figure out the limits. So I was watching a couple laps from the pros, of course. And I mean pro F1 guys, because very rarely do we watch other sim racers do their laps because we don't want to pick up potential bad habits. But I was watching the pros, and I saw these guys slicing these corners, man, like they were so close to the edge. And I just said, if we're gonna compete, this is what we need to be able to replicate. So yes, Formula One, drivers are a good rule of thumb. So So we're doing a little bit better than we did yesterday. We're letting that arrow take us all the way around. This car has a wonderful arrow. Wonderful. Had to use that word. Okay. So we found the limit on that corner real quick. All right, let me find my. Okay. We found a limit on that one real quick. So, that's basically what we want to do. We want to just push the car as hard as we can, try to get as close to these corners as we can, these walls, and, utilize the entirety of the track. That's the whole point of the episode, pushing the limit. I'm eager to see what's going to go on with these new cars at this track, because this track is one of those that are like, oh, I got to realize this is my outlap. I always do that. I forget I'm on my outlap and try and put the car in a compromising position. Okay, so I can hug the left a little bit more on that corner. I could go a little bit wider to the left and then sweep that corner harder. That blind corner, okay. We chase to the... I gotta find a deeper... Yes. I have to find a deeper braking reference in that corner, because I've been stopping a little bit too early. Once we get it, once it's all flowing together, you'll love what you see. So this is the corner where I lost it last time. Just gonna, apply more brakes on that first corner, that first turn in. Well, before that turn in on the first apex there. Definitely want to be more to the left over there. I want to utilize the entirety of the track. Just come off this wall into a wide right, so we can set us up for the left. All right, and this should be the conclusion of our outlap. So I'm not promising you guys any great records right now. So okay, Lewis Hamilton did it. He got away with it. I got a lap invalidation. Yeah. Oh, come on. Almost. And I did that before yesterday. I actually hit my left wheels hit the curb and caused me to spin, and I did it again because, like I said, I'm trying to find these limits, man. And you'll know when you found some good limits, because once you race the AI, or even once you go online and race, you're gonna see like the competition is gonna have a tough time keeping up with you, because you put in all of the practice, and once you're in some free air, open air, it's like you're setting qualifying laps. You'll be out of there. And if there's anybody on the track that has not practiced that track, sometimes you get people that they'll just log on and they'll just race any open room. If anybody does that, you'll immediately be in front of them. Like there won't even be there won't be any real competition with anyone doing that. So that's about 30% of your room right there, maybe 40 or 50% of your room, your server right there. Sorry, I got something in my eye a little bit. Thank God I can do that now. Can't do that in reality. But you'll beat 30% of the room, 40% of the room, because these guys haven't put in practice time. But then there's another group of people like me who knows Formula One's gonna be there this weekend, so they like to get a head start on this weekend's for the online races, and they'll get on here a week early, and they'll find these track limits and they'll run with them, you know, and then you'll run into them. That's about 10% of that room right there. So you'll be battling with about 10% of them guys. The rest of them are everybody in between. Guys and girls that just either log on, having prior knowledge of the track, and then you have people who made that corner right there. People who may just had a late start, but they're really dedicated in their practice. So, but if you want to be at the top, you got to be early. You got to play the early game. Got to play the early game. I want to come around that corner and get a better exit with my and quick on the gas on the exit. Uh-oh, I almost hit the wheel. Didn't want to lose that there. I can definitely come around that corner a little more mad than that. Okay. All right, so my first braking reference is slightly after this first wall because they don't have one. I definitely don't want to hit my tires on that apex, man, on the first curve. So I'm gonna have to go a little bit deeper into the brake zone. Oh, up. See that? See that? And this is why you practice, and you gotta become like a machine, because my mind teleported to the blind corner that I'll show you guys when we get there. My mind, I thought I was there, and I thought I was setting myself up for the right-hander, but I was actually supposed to brake, hit that left corner into a fast right. So that happens. Excuse me. All right, let's try that again. I'm gonna open up one of these windows because it's really hot. Thank God I have the window right next to me. Okay. Sheesh. It's like you're really driving in this thing. If anybody's been to the Middle East like me, you know it's 100 degrees at night. There's nothing to play with. Okay. 100 degrees at night, 100% humidity. And that's what I feel like right now with that window closed. I'm eager to see the action this weekend, boy. I want to see, I'm in the Ferrari right now. I like Ferrari. I don't have one team that I rock with because I'm just a fan of just a fight, racing fight, you know, competition. Boom, I forgot I was on my outlap. I'm just a fan of racing in its entirety. So I love to see like professional level racing. And look at the stars, it's beautiful. I don't really just stick with one team. I like to see them. There's a few teams that I like, and there's one team that I don't like. Ironically, right? I don't like Mercedes. Let's just get that out the way. I don't like Mercedes. I used to like Mercedes till I realized they were racing against themselves for like God knows how long. I said, oh, it's not their fault. So it just bored me to death. I wanted to see some racing, so I started to watch the mid-pack. And in doing so, you start to gain an appreciation for Haas. Well, Haas is not the mid-pack, but you gain an appreciation for trying to see like the progress of Haas this year, you know, or like Alpine or McLaren. You start to see that mid-pack fight one another. Toro Rosso, you know, really going hard. That's my thing. All right, so we gotta get in there and out of there. We on fresh tires, so we still want to respect the tires. And I'm not gonna lie, this sim handles the fresh tires very well, because I always forget to be to the left. This is a really hot track, so it doesn't take the tires long to heat up. Like, you have less of a chance to spin than you do if you're at like Suzuka or something. Or if you're at Spa. If you're at Spa, forget about it. You're going into the wall, one high-speed corner on your outlap. Coming around here like you got some sense. Did like a flick of the wheel. we'll get a. You can do that when you have a proper turn-in. Like when your turn-in is like perfect, you can just flick the steering wheel and downshift, and you'll like eat the corner. You know, this is our corner, triumphant corner. Oh, see, I always put too much right input in the wheel. So after this lap, we're gonna go into a race and just see what we can do. I'm gonna actually try and take this corner from the inside. Look at that. I just gained some time there, boy. Because what I was doing was coming out too far from the right. I almost want to guess. I want to try that theory again. So I want to run the lap again. So forgive me. Slightly after. Oh! Tokyo Drift. I wonder if you know. Do we live in Tokyo? Now you cannot drift. Drifting a Formula One car is so unnatural, it's disgusting. That's all I'll say. Now, coming out and doing a little pill out is pretty cool, but I ain't down with the drifting, man. I'm all about grip, sticking to the track. This is one of those braking is overrated tracks. Oh, come on. I didn't even do anything. All right, man. We're just going to jump into the race. I did something. I don't want to admit it, though. All right, let's jump into this race. Assetto Corsa has to be the sim where you have to take off your VR headset in order to set up the race, and then put it back. It's just a hassle at times. But this design, I'm sorry, I was reading something. This sim has got to be the most rewarding that I've driven so far. The rest of them are really good. Automobilistas 2, R Factor. R Factor is a good one, but R Factor made me mad one day, man. I'm driving, and for some reason my car just starts to vibrate. I'm like, what happened? I didn't know that they account for flat spotted tires. So if you have a really harsh lockup, or like, you'll flat spot the tires, and it'll translate through the wheel, which a lot of people like. But then I'm like, come on now, like, give me a break, dude. Like, I want to be able to turn that off, and I couldn't find out how to do it. So I just find it very difficult to deal with, especially when you're driving. First off, the AI in R Factor 2 is just unbelievably fast, and you're going to lock up. So, call me whatever, man, but that sim is not for me at the moment. All right, it's lights out and away we go. That Ferrari is pushing. You gotta watch out for turn 1 here, or else you will go down. All right, let's let the grid spread out a little bit. Let's close off our inside corner. All right, remember we're on fresh tires, so easy on the gas, on the exits. No hard jinking, no hard jinks in the steering command. Take advantage of the grid spreading out, so everybody's getting ready for their sorry, had to focus for a sec. I had to. If not, I'd have rear-ended that guy. That's the one thing about that corner that bothers me, is that they all slow down, but some of them slow down so much that it's just like they exaggerate the brakes. It's okay, just get a better entry and exit than him, and hopefully this guy get off of us. Can't really see him anymore. Let's put on that DRS and fly. Let these guys fight. We'll come around and exercise as much discipline as we can. Look how they go around that corner. It's almost like they don't stop. So of course you don't want to stop. Got DRS on them. That's all right. We'll get a nice entry and exit. Maintain some nice gas through the corner. Throttle. There's our blind corner here. Alright, so remember this corner, we got to take it from the inside left more so than outside right. So we'll line ourselves up, but he's gonna slow us down here. Okay, so I could have made the pass, but I didn't want to risk it because these corners are very tight, and if you miss the pass, then you'll hit the curb. Not if you miss the pass, but if you get it wrong, you'll hit the curb. DRS into turn 1. Maybe we can pass this gentleman here. Okay, of course the goal is to win the race, but our secondary goal is just to pass as many people as we can safely, because that's what's going to make us a better race car driver. There we go. Pushing the limits. See, look how much time we gained. How much respect their braking, because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna brake. Oh, almost lost it under DRS. Like I hate doing in this corners here. And we tried to take first. All right, and we got first from what I can understand. Not bad in lap 3. Remember I was saying, you guys push the limits, you'll be able to pass anybody. You push the limits and someone else push the limits, it all comes down to who's quicker on the exit, who shifts the cleanest, who corners the cleanest. I mean, it becomes fractional at that point. Our car is not tuned, so we're driving default settings. So let's try and take off in true Ferrari form. That reminds me of that corner at Imola. Says I'm in position 2, believe that? Wide, went a little bit wide. All right, went a little bit wide there. Took the corner the wrong way, and that's all right. In a sense, when you're streaming, because as you're streaming, you're talking, you're trying to entertain, and I don't have to speak, but I do it for the people. So it's always going to be compromised. You're not going to really be able to dedicate 100% of your focus to driving. You know, you're going to have to shave off some of it in order to, you know, say what you got to say. But we just lost focus there, thinking about our true position. As I said, we were in second place while we knew we were in first. And then I came around that corner a little bit wider than usual, which when you come around those corners wide, they disrupt your next corner. So here it is, you've been pushing the limits, you've gained a flow for the corners, and it was actually right here. You've gained a flow for the corners, and that flow is broken. But your mind, because of muscle memory, it's gonna revert back to those limits that you've been pushing. So let's say you're making a left, and you break out of your flow by going a little bit too wide. You know, you'll try and readjust yourself for the next corner and put yourself right where you belong. That was a mistake there. You'll readjust yourself and try and put yourself where you belong, which is going to be a mistake, because now you're at a whole different point. It's connected. Sorry about that. Don't know what that was about. I'll just make sure everything is back. 1 second. All right, cool. We're back. Yeah, OBS Studios had disconnected on me. What was I saying? So yeah, we know our limits. We're just gonna muscle memory it now. We're gonna just pound it into our minds where the car belongs, how to get the car to where it belongs. A race is different, like I always say, you know, like you're doing free practice. Sometimes you're getting ready for qualifying, and your line is going to be not going to be giving up your whole inside when somebody's trying to pass you now. All right, so this is more of a continuous left. knowing that is going to help me get around that corner a little bit faster. Okay. That corner does not want to play nicely. So we're going to have to take it a little slower around there. But this is very much fun for me, very much fun. You get knowledgeable, you get really knowledgeable, your responses become quicker, you become a little more steady under pressure. These are all the benefits of sim racing, and not only sim racing, but also the benefits of driving Formula